So today I'm going to show you how to make a square out of a rectangular piece of paper. This will work with any rectangular piece of paper. I'm using a piece of printer paper. And the project this is for specifically asks for an 8.5 by an 8.5 square. And printer paper, regular printer paper, is 8.5 inches long by 11 inches tall. So I know that this will fit. If you don't have printer paper at home, you could use anything you'd like. This is a piece of mail that came today, junk mail that we're not going to use, and I could use this to do the same thing. On this piece of paper, you can see the folds that I need to make to find the square. The first thing that you would do is fold one corner up to meet the edge of the paper. You would fold a nice crisp fold here, and then you would get this edge right here. If you have a pair of scissors, you can just come in and cut that edge right off. If you don't have a pair of scissors, another thing that you could do, if you have a ruler with a nice sharp edge, is place that edge down, pull against it. That will cut the paper. What I tend to do a lot is ripping. To do a ripped edge, if you don't have scissors, you need it to be a really crisp fold. So I folded this back. I just use my fingernails to kind of crisp up the edge, but you could also use anything. You could, like, here's a lipstick, you could use that. You could use a spoon. So I'll kind of crisp up the edge one direction. I fold it back the other. Get a really nice fold that kind of breaks up the paper fiber. And then I'm gonna hold tight here on the left, and I'll fold to the right. If I was left-handed, I would reverse that. And I have an 8.5 by 8.5 inch square. Just as a quick review, here's my 8.5 inch paper by 11 inch. I'm gonna fold up. I would take my time here, make sure things were nice and lined up. I'm gonna go a little bit quickly. It can be a little tricky to get that bottom edge perfect. If you're doing origami and you're making a square to make a piece of origami, it's really important that you take that time to get that right. So I did my first fold up into the side. Then my second fold, I'm going to go backwards, fold down, crisp up that edge, and then either cut with a scissor, pull with a ruler, or I'll go back and forth to break down the paper fiber, and I'll rip, and I would have an 8.5 by 8.5 inch square. And that's it. Pretty slick.